out shooting the videos, the live reports, trying to manage the crew, that I've not been the best at all the different platforms there are out there to make sure that our live feeds and our podcasts get out to folks. We already dominate to a great extent the internet. Not just, political news, but InfoWars all put together is one of the biggest media outlets in the world. But for me, it's not how big we are, it's how effective we are. And an example is Joe Rogan has one of the top 5 podcasts in the world. He's been doing it 7.5 years, 90 million downloads a month, 20 million on YouTube. That's 110 million. I was talking to him about it. If you count all the derivative stuff, 200 million people watch or listen to the podcast. Now, some people obviously don't see the whole thing, but 200 million people, that's a lot, okay? Now, InfoWars basically does the same thing or more, but I don't care. It's not about who has the biggest. I went on Joe's show, and I talked to him yesterday, and he said, yes, it's now the biggest ever. And he said he's been on iTunes for 7.5, 8 years since they started. He said it's never happened. They held it up for a day and a half, and we're going to censor it till there was a backlash. And it's already shot up to the very top of the charts. And, of course, there's hundreds of YouTube versions of it with 1.9 million, 300,000, 400,000, 200,000, 100. I mean, right now there's more than 10 million views of it conservatively. I just went and looked myself, and that was just spending a few minutes to look it up on YouTube. There's so many versions of it. But I counted 10 million views up just in an hour. And I didn't spend that much time doing the research, or maybe 45 minutes. But the point is that I don't have time to do all this research. I go on there, it's #1 ever. And he's had top rock stars, top movie stars, everybody on. Joe's a movie star, TV star, hosts the UFC, one of the top 10 comedians in the country. Sometimes he gives as many as 20,000 people to come hear him speak alone. He sells out the Moody Theater 5,000 every time he comes to Austin. He sells out 4 shows in a row at Cap City Comedy Club that holds like 2,000. The point is he's a big, big celebrity. And my coming on the show is the biggest thing ever happened to it. The point is that I'm sitting there talking to my crew. We think about how iTunes has blocked us having our own podcast, it's video. They won't accept our videos on there. We've gone through the process for years. They just kicked Breitbart off. That was in the news. And it's just, we just take it. Oh, you just kick us off because they will dominate it. We'll be #1. Just like we'll dominate everything else we do because we know what we're talking about. And we'll defeat the globalists, just like Trump's dominating on every front, and they want to censor him and shut him down and not let you hear what he really has to say or does. So later, I'm going to play his weekly address, and we're going to play his speeches here. We're going to focus on it because, you know what? I've looked at what he's doing. And Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior, said, you judge a tree by its fruits. He's got the biggest, juiciest fruits I've ever seen. It's unbelievable. You think I care about personality or Trump coming on the show or telling me he likes what I do? I could care less, except he's the real deal. Then I do care. You understand? I tried to have them all. I had the Clintons try to recruit me. I had Bush try to recruit me. I've had the biggest radio networks try to recruit me. I was even put on all sorts of big stations at XM and then told, now, Alex, people are upset with what you're saying. You want to be taken off XM? And I said, I never even made a big deal of that. I said, yeah, I can't stop. A month later, I'm off. Just like I've been fired off radio stations. I mean, this is not about me, okay? It's about the mission. But I'm telling you, I've won all the Super Bowl rings in the radio world. Okay, this guy's looking for his 5th or 6th ring or whatever it is. I deserve 15, but I don't want the stinking rings. They're ridiculous. The point is, imagine winning every time being #1. And I'm not just #1. Look at Paul Watson. He's dominating. Does he get any attention? No, because they have to ignore the real victors.
In case you haven't heard, InfoWars has become the most influential media outlet in America. We're making freedom go viral. And now we are proud to announce a new weapon in the epic battle against the globalists. InfoWars Prime, where you can watch live high-definition feeds of The Alex Jones Show, plus exclusive insider videos from the InfoWars crew and behind-the-scenes action. Go to Infowars.com/app and download today. InfoWars Prime is available right now for your iPhone or Android. You will have access to exclusive videos that you can't see anywhere else. And that means live coverage of events and breaking news on location as it happens. You can also take advantage of amazing deals from the InfoWars store that are only available for InfoWars Prime subscribers. That's InfoWars Prime at Infowars.com/app. And if you can hear my voice, you are the resistance.